Morning, everyone. Let us know that you can hear us both. Morning, David. How are you?
Morning. I'm very well, thank you. I've got my little girl watching Hey Dougie. I've got my missus in bed. I'm living life on the edge. Could get disturbed at any minute. So yeah, keen to find out the injury news and get cracking. But otherwise, yeah, good. I was at a wedding last night. Didn't get as much sleep as I would have liked.
Oh, you
But
look
yeah,
you
no.
look all right
Looking forward.
considering you were at a wedding last night. I'm like,
Oh mate,
there would be
got a
no way
concealer,
I'd
blusher
be
on, mascara.
like, I'm normally dead to the world still if I've been like out the night before. Yeah,
I know I
got
was
me up to
driving.
25. Oh,
Oh,
yeah, it's always the excuse. Um, Right, what have we got this morning? So we're not going to bother going through all the results and all the stats and stuff. All gets tweeted out, so there's no real need for that. We've got some injury news ahead of Blank Gameweek 24. Yeah, there's 6 teams that aren't playing. Is it 6 teams or 4 teams? Uh,
I
I can't.
believe it's 6.
I can't ever remember. Yes, two, four,
Yeah.
6, 7. Yes, there's 3 fixtures missing. So 6 teams not featuring in game week 24. Some with some fairly high-owned players. Yeah, Chelsea and Man United, probably the main two. Um, and then we've also got the news that was tweeted yesterday morning, where we had the FA Cup fourth round results come through and lots of draws there. So we also have 6 teams that blank in game week 26, but they double before the teams that blank this week double. They double in game week 27. So, and I think it was Sunderland and someone else actually go double in 27 and 28. Sunderland and City, I think it is.
Mm.
They go
It is
double in
Sunderland City. Yeah.
27 and 28. So, yeah, some chip strategy emerging. Those that have spunked away all of their chips are a little bit screwed, maybe. Um, Especially if there's any injury news that doesn't swing their way. And this is ChampMan FPL, so it never swings your way unless your name's Luke Disable. Um, so yeah,
Oh, I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed that I told him to get Petkov in on Discord. I think one or two other people did as well. He had picture, and I was like, "Should go for Petkov."
just like
Unbelievable.
tell him to
Anyway, he's too far ahead anyway.
get like Gareth Wally in or someone like that. Just like
He'd score. He'd score anyway.
it's still, yeah, it'd suddenly be on pens and score a brace. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, unbelievable scenes by
On
Petkov.
unbelievable. Quickly on them on fixtures. Man on Pod Martin is in the chat, and he posted a really helpful Venn diagram in on his Twitter, so it's worth checking that out for the
Yeah,
fixtures if you're confused.
yeah, it's unexpected. Well, it was expected, but like last season we had um, no draws in the third round involving Premier League clubs, no draws in the fourth round involving, and so none of these doubles actually happened last year, and none of this carnage happened, and it's all happening this year, which is great because, as I said to a few people in the Discord yesterday, yeah, what makes it fun for myself and Captain and Tom Whitebeard, um, yeah, what makes it fun for us is seeing the carnage happen. Otherwise, yeah, if the game just ran smoothly all year with fixtures all happening where they should be, then we'd find it pretty boring.
Yeah.
So we like seeing the panic, like there was yesterday morning, um, when all these fixtures got announced. Right,
Bring it on.
let's quickly go through that then very quickly. So yeah, we had Arsenal Birmingham 1-1. So that does go through to a replay, but because Birmingham are in the Vans Trophy, it actually goes on in the following week, which doesn't cause um, any fixtures to be cancelled for them. So Their fixture is actually the same night as the double game week 27 fixtures. Double game week 27? Yeah,
Yeah,
double game week 27
yeah.
fixtures. Um, so that's that there. Then, yeah, Bolton advancing against Villa. Leicester getting a shocking defeat to Burnley. Barry Sparrow couldn't get on the pitch though. Ipswich beating Chesterfield. Leeds comfortably beating West Ham. Liverpool comfortably getting past QPR. City drawing against Wolves, which causes the blank game week for City. Man United advancing against Chelsea. That would have been interesting. I had a look yesterday, and if Man United drew against Chelsea, um, it would have been likely that the fixture may have. I think that would have almost guaranteed a triple game week if one of them advanced into the knockout stages because there wasn't any sort of spare midweeks available till the middle like around game week 34 or something ridiculous. Um, so yeah, that would have been interesting if they drew, but they didn't, sadly. Sunderland getting an away win against Middlesbrough, which is yeah, maybe a bit of a shock, but yeah, Carlo Cudicini after narrowly missing red cards in game week 23 eventually gets one after. Did he concede both the penalties? Yeah, he did.
He did, yeah. I
Yeah.
see they hooked Rickard as well after 3 minutes to bring a goalkeeper on, so you're not going to win if you take him off, are you?
Um, Newcastle drawing against Barnsley. It's one for Rob Pick. Must have had a great day at St James's. That causes a blank. Norwich beating Port Vale, and Everton getting an away draw against Stoke. Um, again causing a blank for them, and Watford beating the mighty Gillingham. But you put up a good fight, David. 4-3.
It was a great away day. We took 3,000 up to Vicarage Road. Elton John came on the pitch. Thanks our fans for attending. Um, Goalkeeper didn't put in the best of performances, but we gave it a bloody good go. Gary Monk, he scored a goal as well. We've made some cracking signings this season. Phil Stamp and Stephen Sidwell, Ian Dezeu. So all names that you wouldn't have seen at the start of season one. So yeah, brilliant day out, and yeah, we'll never forget it.
Yeah, Gifton Noel Williams grabbing another goal. He's like quietly been picking up some points recently, and he's only 4.5, I think.
People
So
are starting to take notice.
yeah, I
Yeah,
saw
yeah.
in the draft I run for a few guys from the Discord. I think there was 4 players wanted him in on their waivers this week, and obviously only one of them could have him. Um, and he suddenly popped up into people's thoughts, especially with the little run of home fixtures that
Mm.
Watford have had. Cool. Quick look at the table. Spurs down at the bottom there, 5 points adrift. Um, yeah, things are not looking good. Um, and there is some news from the manager situation. Graham Souness is slightly insecure with Blackburn after only picking up 1 win in their last 9 games in all competitions. Um,
And you can't see him picking up any wins over the next couple either, can you?
no, and like that was a home win against Coventry. Um, other than that, they haven't won since the beginning of December against Villa. Yeah, it's just been pretty awful. I mean, you had to give it to him though. In that time, he's he did manage to 2 draws against Madrid and could have easily gone through in the UEFA Cup. Um, but actually, there isn't many wins at all for them. Norwich was
No,
the
and looking at the
last
away
win.
games,
Like before that Villa one, it was
their away form's
Norwich.
awful, isn't it?
Norwich at home. So they've won against Norwich at home, Villa at home, and Coventry at home, um,
Mm.
and Leeds at home. I think
If
that's all of their.
if even if another team reps against them, I still think they beat them because they're that bad away when they play that 7-2-1 formation.
Yeah, they're just because they're not going to score.
Nah.
Yeah, it's just rubbish. Graham Souness will still blame the 11-year-old Paul Pogba. He's probably at the Man United academy right now. Yeah. Right. Let's get into the injuries and stuff. Josh Hemmings. Let's have a quick look at. Yeah, don't forget the FA Cup fifth round draw. So there is the fifth round draw. So Newcastle or Barnsley versus Portsmouth. Man City or Wolves versus West Brom or Derby. Arsenal or Birmingham versus Stoke or Everton. Liverpool versus Leeds. That's a tasty one there. Liverpool at home as well. Man United v Norwich. So Man United through. Watford v Bolton. Sunderland v Ipswich. And Charlton or Wimbledon v Burnley. Yeah, interestingly, lots of Premier League teams drawn against each other. So we're going to lose a minimum of 4 Premier League teams from the FA Cup this week. Oh, not this week. The fifth round. Check in my calendar. Well, it's in Tala's calendar. So the fifth round is the Saturday. So there's the game week 27 fixtures. Let's go here. Game week 27. So this is game week 27. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Then you've got the double fixtures in the midweek, and Chelsea, Leeds, and Man United are all playing in Europe as well in that midweek. So we'll be keeping you up to date. And there's also the Arsenal FA Cup replay in that midweek.
Yeah.
And then on the Saturday, the 14th of February, which is the middle one in between. There is the round 5 fixtures,
Right.
followed by for Man United, Chelsea, and Leeds another European game before the 28 fixtures. So for Man United, they could potentially play 3 games between game week 27 and game week 28. This is the average game week 27 and 28 because there's cup fixtures all in February. Even in real life, it seems to be like that. Lots of cup fixtures in February. You only get 2, maybe 3 game weeks in. There's only 2 during the time that AFCON is on. So, and on that note, I also had a check through yesterday, and no Premiership teams have more than 2 players who are at AFCON. So no Premiership games can be cancelled due to AFCON, but there will be players that may go missing and won't be available. And Hesco also asked about the fifth round non-Premier League teams, whether they had any AFCON players. I think the most was someone had 2 Egyptians. I think it might have been Portsmouth have 2 Egyptians in their squad.
Is it Salah's dad?
Who were their 2 Egyptians? I'm sure it was Portsmouth.
Right.
Kamunia and Abd El Hafiz. But yeah, no other Africans. So that is that. Frank Wonder, hi, why do you talk funny? Don't know. Right. What game week would fifth round replays affect? Double game week 28. would get played on the 3rd of March. Let me double check. Jesus. So the 5th round replays would get played on this evening. So it would only be Chelsea and Spurs are both out, so that is locked in. It's only the Man United, Man City fixture and the Sunderland Leeds fixture that are a threat. And if either of Man United, Leeds, or Sunderland draw in the FA Cup 5th round, their fixtures will be moved to a later date, which, like I said earlier, for Man United and Leeds, there's potential that they don't have a free midweek until a hell of a lot later in the season, and it almost locks in a if it if they stayed in Europe, it will lock in a treble game week for them, because of their uh, involvement in the League Cup as well.
Are we good for fixtures?
I am not sure why. Let me check my headset.
Yeah, Rob. The signal, the Wi-Fi keeps just cutting, like going in for a split second occasionally, but it's not too bad.
I
I say we
think
just crack on.
I think my phone was still connected to the headset.
I see.
Yeah, my phone was on Bluetooth, so every time there was a message coming through or anything, then it was causing it to cut out.
And because you're so popular, I get so many messages. That's why it
Yeah,
kept cutting out. Yeah.
so many
Yeah.
messages at 9:40 in the morning. Right. Let's go through some injuries then. Let me just pin my spreadsheet so I can see it all. Fuck's sake.
Well, Arsenal look like they've got a clean bill of health, don't they? Generally, Andy Johnson obviously has been out for a while. He's on 90% orange flagged.
Yep, so Andy
Few,
Johnson,
yeah.
yeah, he's the only one with Arsenal. Ashley Cole is now 1 yellow away from a suspension. Ray Parler received his 5th yellow card, or might have been 10th. I think it was only his 5th yellow card. Where is he? There, so he's receiving a 1 match ban beginning on the 1st of February. So he will miss game week 26. So the parlour owners, there is a few parlour owners out there. So yeah, not much going on with Arsenal.
Hmm.
They're all okay. On to Villa, where there's a few bits. I'm just going to work down my list with the new stuff. So Olaf Melberg is 1 yellow from a suspension. Richard Rufus is still 1 yellow from a suspension, but he's also out for a week with a stubbed toe. But he is 90%. So I've got him out till game week 26. Super Ian Taylor um, is out for 10 days with a broken toe. I don't know what's going on with these toe injuries. So he's out till game week 27. Alan Thompson received his 5th yellow card of the season. So he misses game week 26. No, game week 25 even, through suspension. Um, Gary Wright has gone out on loan this week till the 9th of May, which actually sees him return in game week 37. And then that is it
See, Darius Vassell's wanted.
for them. Let's have a look. Leaving the club He's wanted by Reading. He'll go to Reading on a Bosman.
Yeah. Good news for
Um,
Martins.
in real life, he made the England squad this summer and ended up playing up front when Rooney got injured in the quarter-final against Portugal. Yeah.
You could have believed it if it happened on Championship Manager, to be honest. How stupid this game is sometimes.
Well, it showed how poor like the England forward line was in real life
Yeah.
at this time. Like, yeah,
Mm.
you didn't have Kevin Phillips banging goals left, right, and centre in the league. Like, he'd score, but he wasn't ever international standard. But neither was Darius Vassell.
Nah.
Let's right on to Blackburn. David Reverill begins his suspension. He returns in game week 25. That's it for anything new from Blackburn. The Blackburn. Ragnvald Soma still 1 yellow from a ban. Other than that, all okay there. On to Bolton. A few people were worried that Gardner didn't appear in their team for the FA Cup, but it looks like it was just a rest. He is 100%. So good to go in the next game week. Although are Bolton one of the blanking teams? I lose track of who's
No.
blanking and who's not.
No, they're not blanking.
No.
No.
Only doubt for Bolton is Michael Carrick, who's still nursing his injury to the groin. He's still got a week to go, so returns game week 26, 90%.
I noticed that Pitts has been dropped for Nicky Southall for the last few games. I see that they both played in the cup, but I don't know why, because Southall's pretty poor on this game. I mean, Pitts is not much better, but he seems to have lost his place the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, it could be like a spot of
That's
mini
the cup
rep.
game, isn't it?
Yeah, just a little bit of mini
Yeah.
rep there. It
Yeah.
being the cup and well, it's against Villa, who are similar reputation to them.
Yeah.
It might have just been the fact it was in the FA Cup just sparked a little bit of rotation from them. Right, on to Bradford. And a few new bits here. Right, Andy Holt begins his suspension. It's 3 matches. He returns in the second game of game week 27. So on the site it'll be game week 27B. He'll return for Micah Hyde. Is out for a few days with a bruised head. He's 90%, so return game week 25. Lee Mackle is still low condition at 90%. Steve McMahon still got his hip injury, out for a few more days, so game week 25. He is 90%. Andy Myers is still away on loan till game week 28, is temporary on loan. Niam Uka is out for 1 day with a bruised shin. All of these, the Blank Game Week 24 fixtures are on the Wednesdays, so there's no different days in this game week. So anyone with 1 day left is still going to be injured by the time it gets to kickoff. Michael Walsh begins his suspension for 4 matches. He returns in game week 28. So all there from Bradford.
They've got their first choice right back and left back out injured, so that could be interesting. Suspended, sorry.
Yeah, could.
So
Although, yeah, they've got a blank. They got a blank this week.
no, they haven't. They play Middlesbrough and then they play Ipswich. So Tariko Gronkia could do well up against the fullbacks that are coming in.
Cool. Right, on to Chelsea. Shovkowski cup tied in the League Cup. which is what caused this blank game week. So he will not be making an appearance. It'll be a young good lad, I imagine, in goal for Chelsea in the cup. Idiger Johnson, still one yellow from a suspension. John Terry has received his where is he? His fifth yellow of the season, so has a one match ban and will miss game week 27.
That's good because I've got him, and I thought he was going to miss one sooner than that. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, well, because of the lack of league fixtures
Yeah.
in that 2 weeks. No, there's a lot of fixtures in that 2 weeks, so it's quite. I think it's 3 game weeks in that 2 week period. So
Mhm.
he gets away with missing less. Well,
Who was Melchior
later.
wanted by? I don't know if we knew that already.
Melchior, Man United.
And he's
Although
going.
might not be until the summer, so we might
Yeah.
not ever
If
see
they have
it.
that, they don't tend to get signed, do they? They tend to just wait there until the end of the season.
I mean, what I think we might do at the end of the season, because we obviously wouldn't, even if we did go into a season 4, we wouldn't carry on this sim. Just the AI becomes rubbish, and very defensive minded, so goals
It
decrease,
does. Yeah.
which means it turns a bit shit. But we'll probably just sim the game for 50 years and then see what happened. Um, see if Wayne Rooney ever makes it into the Everton starting lineup, or he ends up at like Rotherham or something like that. Right, on to Coventry. Right, new stuff for Coventry. Yusuf Safri out for 10 days of a fire strain, so he's out till game week 27. Paul Telfer begins his suspension for 2 matches, so he returns game week 26. And John Eustace is still one yellow from a suspension. So that's everything for Coventry. On to Everton. Kevin Campbell is flagged for a few days with a bruised shin. He's 90% out till game week 25. Peter Clark is out for 1 day with a strained neck. He's 90%. So game week 25 for him. Pablo Paz still one yellow from a suspension. But everyone else all okay
Pretty quiet so far.
so far. There we go. Jamie Redknapp's
Oh,
injured.
yeah. Well, he went off injured in the cup game, didn't he? I
Yeah,
thought, oh, there we go again.
water is wet. Jamie Redknapp is injured. So he's out for a month with a pulled hamstring. So he's out till game week 29. He'll inevitably be back in like game week 27 and then get injured again.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's out. Uh, Titus Bramble joins their list of players that are one yellow from a suspension. So one to keep an eye out for Titus Bramble owners. Nabil Abdallah still out for 2 months with a torn groin muscle. So game week 31 for him. And Matty Holland and Herman Haridason still one yellow from a suspension there. On to, yes, Mark Fotheringham is ready, Andy. Right, on to
Oh, look at
Leeds.
this.
Right, the only new information is Mr. Harry Kewell is out for 10 days with a stubbed toe. So he's injured till game week 27. Yeah, it's starting to mount up for Leeds.
Mm.
Mark Viduka obviously serves his suspension in their League Cup semi-final first leg against Chelsea. Chelsea must be rubbing their hands at the moment. Yeah, got an opportunity. Leeds at home as well. It's like the hard. Oh no, Chelsea are at home, so Chelsea could pick up a win.
Mhm.
Imar is right. Imar is still out for 3 weeks. A game week 28 for him. Harpal Singh still 10 days. A game week 27 for him. Simon Johnson, few days. He's 90%. Game week 25 for him. So it's
Mm.
some
And
to.
it's how many days until the next league game in the game?
I think it's a week. Monday,
It's a week.
2nd of February.
Mm.
Week and a half. So
Week and a
they've
half. So
got
if
an
you've got
extra 2
Larson,
days over everyone else.
if you're still holding Larson, by the time those 9 days come round, chances are he could again be rested or benched. Sorry, so you got a decision to make there.
Yeah.
Tricky one. Well, I suppose sorry if it's a blank game week, you're probably going to get rid of him anyway, aren't you? But I know some people are just going to free hit, so they might still hold him.
Yeah. Who have they got in that fixture? I mean, it's Liverpool away. It's not even the
Yeah.
best fixture to have
So yeah, so,
a Leeds forward, is it?
I think some people are going to free hit this week, and then they go around to next week and suddenly realise they've got triple leads with Liverpool away as the next game. So
Yeah, I mean, personally, I think if
yeah,
you've got 8 or 9 players this week, like for game week 24, I'd take a hit, get it up to 10 or 11, and
yeah,
ride it out.
yeah, save those chips if you can. I've
Because
seen some people have got like 4 players, and that kind of makes sense. Then
yeah,
I get that, but yeah, I
I
think eight's
probably
that
wouldn't
kind of.
even free hit. I'd probably want a wild card and then move yourself out of that wild card team gradually. I'm not sure
I wouldn't wild
because
card
there's other.
with so many blanks coming up because then you're going to set yourself. It's going to be tricky, isn't it? You want to try and get through those blanks and wild card out of it, wouldn't you?
Yeah, there's going to be other blank game weeks that are caused with less notice.
Mm.
For example, how
While
many?
you're looking, I think having the triple up on any team is dangerous now.
Hmm. Yeah, definitely, especially
Um,
those that are still in cup competitions.
yeah.
So, like the FA Cup semi-final blanks, we can potentially not know them till after game week 30 of any of the quarterfinals, and so that's
Mm.
blank game week 32,
Hmm.
and then uh, blank game week 34, which are caused by Europe, actually get plenty of notice. So actually, this is probably the least notice that we've had for a blank game week. I'm not sure about. And then the 5th round replays will only cause a blank if any of the UEFA Cup teams draw in the 5th round, because the 5th round replay date is on the same night as the round 4 first legs of the UEFA Cup. So then the 5th round replay would move into a weekend because there's no midweeks left. So it'd probably move into game week 29.
Well, I hope everyone else is following because I'm lost.
So yeah, game week 5th round results we find out after game week, before game week 28, and then it could potentially cause a blank in game week 29 for those that
Hmm.
are in the UEFA Cup.
I think this is the key stuff that people don't know until the last minute.
Yeah,
This is the kind of
that
thing
that
that
could
if
be
we're
a
able to
that
get
will
that
be
information out, that's really good.
yeah. Well, we can't share that information until after the fixtures.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we don't want to show people that someone gets injured in the midweek
Of course.
after a game. Someone gets injured in the FA Cup, so yeah,
Mm.
we'll obviously share all of this stuff. Not like the morning after the game week's finished,
Yeah.
to give people time, but
Yeah.
yeah, we're not going to share it a game week early, essentially,
Of
because
course not.
yeah,
Mm.
if say Ruud van Nistelooy gets injured in the FA Cup, then that gives all of those owners an out to sell him, which although he'd end up scoring a hat trick and going crazy after everyone sold him because he's out for 4 months after.
Yeah, I think it's key to have that consistency, and so people don't get that unfair advantage. I think it's more a case of um, understanding for your average player who's maybe not like fully engaged when those blanks could potentially happen. If you go and sign a couple of Leeds players and suddenly you find out there's a good chance of a blank coming up,
Yeah,
it's good. It's good to know. I get lost sometimes with this, so
yeah. The
yeah,
only teams still involved in the UEFA Cup are oh Jesus,
Chelsea. Chelsea in it.
no, Chelsea are in the Champions League.
Champions League.
Just quickly, there we go. Villa, Liverpool,
Villa.
Middlesbrough. Are any of them still? Liverpool are still in the FA Cup. Middlesbrough went out of the FA Cup.
The Sunderland, didn't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so it is only Liverpool that could happen. So yeah, just don't triple up on Liverpool players in game week 28.
Which you probably wouldn't because it's a double game week and they haven't
Yeah,
got a double.
yeah. So yeah, that's the simple takeaway from the last 10 minutes of conversation. Let's get back to
Yeah.
the injuries. Right, on to Leicester. Mark Bridge Wilkinson, fresh from scoring
Yeah, I know Craig's a big fan.
last week. He is out for a week with a bruised shin. He's 90%, returns game week 26. Muzzy is I don't think he'll be back now for the end of the season. Because 4 months from now is the 28th of May, which is after the season's finished. But obviously that fluctuates and changes constantly. So we shall see. But I doubt we'll. He might be on the bench for game week 38. On to Liverpool, and new injury to Vladimir Smicer, out for 10 days with a stubbed toe. So game week 27, he's 90% for him. And Sami Hupia, here we are, has reached 5 yellow cards. He will be suspended for game week 26. So yeah, few Hupia owners out there. Well, a lot of people have come off him now, haven't they?
Mm.
Like using Kirkland as the Liverpool defence coverage.
Well, I had a decision. Do I do because I'm going to have two defenders this week? Do I take a Man United or a Chelsea defender out and bring in somebody? And Hupia looked like the best bet, but then the blank game week 26. He's been suspended, so probably not now.
Hmm.
It's a bit of a shame.
All right, on to Manchester City, who have a few, well, no, one new injury, and that's Jamie McQuilkin, out for 10 days with a twisted knee. So he's out till game week 27. Young Dean Hopkins is still a doubt, out for a few days with his broken toe. He's 81% out till game week 25. And Anders
Broken toe
Svensson.
is the new gash leg, isn't it?
Yeah, everyone's got a fucking
Is it?
broken toe or a stubbed toe. Yeah, it's either broken or half broken. Um, and Anders Svensson is still out for a few days with a twisted knee, so he's 90% till game week 25.
Yeah.
On to Middles. Why have I got Middlesbrough next? Oh, it's because I've sorted it alphabetically, and there's MID before MUN. Um, Right. Middlesbrough, new information. Gianluca Festa is out for a few days with a twisted knee. Lots of twisted knees. Twisted knees and stubbed toes and broken toes. So Gianluca Festa is a doubt, although he's 58%, so I'd say he's definitely not playing in game week 24. So yeah, doubt till game week 25 for him. And Carlo Culaccini, after finally receiving a red card, has received a free match ban from the 7th of February, which means he will miss game weeks 27, 28, and 29.
Yeah, you expect Crossley to come back in for those 3.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, if you're on a wild card in the next couple of weeks, then Culaccini's not an option for you. Unless you're bringing in or Crossley's like 5.5, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're not going to be getting Culaccini and Crossley. Oh, let's go to Man
Bit
United
of early
first.
news there.
Nothing new from Man United. Barthez is suspended forever at the moment. He's got 4 matches. Kind of wanted it. If we had a draw, it would have meant he'd have returned a game week earlier if they drew in the FA Cup. But it wasn't to be. Luke Chadwick is still tired. 63% for him. So you'd expect. Who was it? Was it Giggs and Nedved? It's just
Can we just clarify when Barthez will be back? Because I
uh,
know cup fixtures has affected that.
game week 28 at the moment.
28. Okay.
Let me just double check how many games left. He's got 4 matches. So Southampton is the first match, Blackburn is the second match, Middlesbrough the third match, Ipswich the fourth match. He's back for Arsenal at home, which is double game week 28.
Lovely.
So he's back for
Thanks.
the double. He'll probably be in a few teams, I think, for the double game week. Those that are on a free hit in 28, I think, yeah, you could easily go big with Ekiog and Barthez if you wanted to at the back. Yeah, Ekiog's solidly been picking up points because he picks up bonus as well. Yeah, he in my planner squad, he's now consistently coming out like top projected points out of the team. So he ends up being the captain
Is he?
most weeks. Yeah. Any week that Man United are at home, he ends up being the captain essentially. Like he's been.
I've got him and Silvestre, and I was hoping for a few more attacking returns from Silvestre. It's not been great lately.
It's just Ekiog with like his average rating must be fairly high. Yeah, 7.73, 7.8 in the league. So yeah, he's picking up a bonus point most weeks.
Have a quick look at Silvestre while we're there, just for comparison. Is that all right?
Yep.
On the left.
There he is. 7.42 in the league.
How many assists is that? I can't see it. It's a bit blurry.
He's got 7 in all, 6 in the league.
6, no goals, just a few assists. Okay, thank you.
Whilst Ekiog, I think, picked up a couple of goals.
Yes,
as well.
yeah.
A couple of goals.
Yeah. Great, thank you.
Yeah, I think at the moment I prefer him to any other Man United defender. Including goalkeepers, unless like
Agreed.
Lille. I think Lille for the next few weeks is decent. apart from the
Yeah.
blank. But yeah, if you wanted someone cheap, and then you could always go from Lille to Cudicini, maybe,
Hmm.
or Barthez. Just go keep that money in the bank and go Lille to Barthez. Right, on to Newcastle. So speaking of goalkeepers, Shay Given went off late in the game against Man United. He's out for 3 weeks with strained ankle ligaments, so he will be out till game week 28, which I'd imagine means that Steve Harper will be taking his place in between the sticks for Newcastle for the next few weeks. Um, I think it becomes interesting for them. I think Newcastle assets defensively, apart from obviously Olivier Bernard at the beginning of the season, you don't really go for Newcastle defensive assets. But
No.
they've got that nice. They're one of the teams that have got the nice um, double game week as well. Like they play um, Watford at home and Leicester at home.
Oh,
Uh,
it's a
so
great double game week.
yeah, because Watford are woeful and Leicester are really woeful away from home. Um, but I think if I was playing, I'd probably be more tempted by the likes of uh, Dyer, Shearer, Court, Hughes, maybe.
I've had. I remember it's season 2 when they I think I'm sure they game week 2 they had a home game, and on my game week 1 team I had Dyer and Shearer, and then they rep them both out
Hmm,
the second game week. So I'm always conscious of that, but I think they're excellent options. Maybe even who plays left wing now for Newcastle? It's Seth Johnson as well. Could be a good option.
hmm.
Left wing v Watford.
Um, Defensively, as long as Steve Watson, I mean, you kind of want him to get a yellow card next week, and then you know that I think if he gets a yellow this week, then he'd miss the double. Um, so as long as he avoids a yellow card this week, then
Mm.
Steve Watson's quite good, a good defensive option
He's not bad actually.
because
Yeah.
he picks up some bonus points and there's
Mm.
chance of assists from him. But
Hmm.
yeah, they're definitely a team that I think a lot of people are going to be piling in on for game week 27. I could see Shearer being like the highest effective ownership of the week.
Mm.
Um, I think a lot of people are going to have him, and there'll be some captaincies. I think there might even be some Captain Fantastic chips played uh, because of the potential. But we haven't really seen that from Shearer in the first couple of seasons. We haven't seen any huge hauls from him. I can't remember him ever getting like a hat trick or anything like that. So,
Mm.
but
It's,
could it
they've
be
got
the
Norwich
time?
away. They've got Norwich away the week after, and then Sunderland at home. So yeah, it's a great chance to bring him in.
Hmm. Right, on to Norwich. Darren Moran, new injury, 2 weeks with a damaged shoulder. So game week 28 for him. Alex Notman still a doubt, 90% for another few days after his surgery, which seemed to happen like at the beginning of the season. I can't even remember whether he actually started. He
He
played,
did.
yeah, he
He
played one.
he did. He played a couple of games, and then he was first year, and he went off the second game injured. He's a 4.5 striker, and he looked like he was going to
So
play all the home games and none of the away games.
that could potentially move Marchant back into midfield,
Yeah,
into the
but only
AMC.
for the
They
but
play.
only for the away games, I think.
Let's have a look. Yeah, so Marchant is would
Mm.
probably move back here and Notman there, and then McCann goes back. Jesus.
If you look at Norwich's first game of the season, you'll see what they did.
Let's go back. There we go. Away to Liverpool. Oh, that not that first game. The other first game.
It's the first home game I think they played him.
There.
Sunderland, I'm sure he played.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then they've two up front. He gets a game. Yeah,
And Marchand plays right wing back.
yeah. So when they play,
Graham
so
Marchand
that's what
goes
happened
from
to
like
Marchand.
one of the best options to one of the worst options when Alex Notman comes back from injury. Um,
Yeah. So
'Cause,
Marchand, it would be better in the away games. They will be in the home games. If you ever think of signing him.
where's a recent away game? Leeds. Yeah. So then they go into this weird
Yeah.
one.
And then they have one striker, so he'll probably play AMC, won't he?
Hmm.
Yeah.
We shall see. I think it's something to
hmm
keep an eye on with Graham Marchand, with Notman coming back there. And other than that, that's it for Norwich. Just Notman and Moran. On to Sunderland. Um, Gary Teal is a new injury, out for a month with a calf strain, so he's out till game week 29. They have actually made a sale this week, um, and Neil Sullivan has joined Millwall for 1.1 million. So and he's not around anymore. George McCartney still out for 2 weeks with a sprained ankle, so out till game week 28 for him. But other than that, Tim Cahill still 1 yellow from a suspension. On to Spurs. Sergei Rebrov still out for a week with a torn groin muscle. He's 90% till game week 26. Chris Perry still out, returns in game week 27. But other than that, Spurs all okay in the injury department, not in the league position department though. I think they're going down.
They are, aren't they?
They're just, yeah,
If they can get everyone back fit, they've got a chance.
yeah.
But
Like
they
Rebrov
just
being back. I mean, it's just a shame really because Martin Wood has like should have been like banging in goals. Um,
well, he would have been if they had kept Slakovic and they sold him.
yeah, like just had no
That's the problem.
creativity.
Yeah.
Um, and then they could have brought in a manager that doesn't play the same formation as the previous manager, so it
Well,
actually
at least he doesn't.
made a change.
Well, the last manager played Clark at left back, Ziege left mid, and now they play Ziege left back, Etherington left mid, which is better. Um, so apart from that, they play the same. They've got Langley in the middle, which I don't think was the best signing. It
Yeah,
seems
he
to
was
have
the Selakovic
stifled
replacement.
Simon. Whether that's Simon Davies, is definitely his output seems to have dropped since Langley's come in as well.
Just, just not very good.
There's a lot of unhappy players.
Well, I wouldn't be happy. Yeah, I'm bottom of the league. Darren Hammond feels the team has more potential than it is showing. Wants a new challenge. Well, get this challenge over and done with first. Keeping Spurs in the Premiership. It will be a challenge as it is. Um,
See Dudek playing in Division 1 next season. It's going to be
yeah, what
hilarious.
a fall from grace that is. Right, finally on to Watford. No new injuries. Dennis Byrne, still 3 months with a broken leg, so due back game week 36. And Adrian Williams, still 1 yellow from a suspension, but all okay there.
So it's a quiet week for injuries, really, isn't it?
Yeah, just nothing too crazy apart from Harry Kewell, um, Shay Given, but then Shay Given's probably not massively owned.
hmm
Um, Festers kicking about in a few teams, and there's obviously
Yeah.
that news with Notman and like Marchant has popped up in a few teams recently as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, the main takeaway from this week was obviously um, the Blank Gameweek news.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's caused a bit of carnage. But yeah, that's all on the website and available to view. Can't think of anything else. Let me just look
Will,
through the chat just to
will
double
we?
check.
Yeah, Andy, did you have any more questions about fixtures? Because you did ask one in the Twitter earlier. I think it's been answered.
Um,
Will we expect to see a leak today potentially?
maybe, maybe not. Yeah, Chris is away, so I've got to run the sim. But I also need to pick my goal scorer challenge before I run the sim. So yeah, if I can get that done and I can get like showered and sorted, then I might be able to run the sim before I head out for the day. And then I can get the leak to Scarface. If not, then I'll definitely be this evening. So at some point in the next 12 to 15 hours, there will be a
Just
leak.
shower later.
Just shower later.
Yeah.
No, maybe not. Right.
Can I see how Marlon King's doing?
Marlon
There you go,
King,
random one for me. I was thinking about him the other day.
as you do.
Yeah. Played for Gills. He was capped for Ireland. He spent some time in jail. Yeah, he's interesting.
Oh, there he is. Bottom of that.
Where's he gone?
He's still
He's still there.
he's still at Gillingham. Gillingham
Gillingham.
hasn't played this season.
He's rubbish. Rubbish. Wow. Fair enough. He was quite good for us.
He did all right that season. 15 goals
Yeah, yeah. I remember.
before the sim started.
Yeah. That was our promotion season
He's
up to the
listed for
championship.
loan.
They're a tough team to manage if you play this game because they just got no good players, but they got promoted that season. If you try and the following season, in a couple of seasons later in the championship, they signed like Tommy Johnson, Rod Wallace, so they had some quite good players. But yeah, they're really tough to manage. You've got to just completely sign a new squad.
When did I go to see Gillingham play? It would have been.
Who do you support?
I'm a Man United fan.
Gillingham have never played Man United in their history.
Never played in their history.
Never,
I went to a
never
Gillingham
played them.
game about 15, 16 years ago. Um,
It's a
when
shit
was it?
ground, isn't it? The away end,
Yeah,
particularly.
it's
I
only.
mean, the home end's all right, but the away end's awful.
Yeah, I had a friend that lived near Gillingham,
Hmm. Bastard.
and yeah, we were, like just fancied it one afternoon. I think I was like 19, 20 at the time. Yeah, and thought, yeah, fuck it, let's go. And yeah, it wasn't the best of experience. I think they lost. I think they got absolutely spanked actually. I can't remember.
we get
I'll have
remembered
to
for
dig it out. I can't. It's like I just remember it, yeah, not being very nice, and the pub we were in beforehand wasn't very nice.
oh god, the pubs are awful. Yeah, like I mean, both my parents grew up in Gillingham, so that's why I ended up being a Gills fan. I mean, I'm from Kent, but yeah, God, it's a challenging. The high street itself is pretty dire.
It's
Apologies to
pretty
anyone
depressing.
that lives there. I doubt it. Yeah, we're
Richie,
known for
there
that.
you go. Gillingham have never lost to Man United. There's a stat to take away. um, right,
Fantastic. Cheers, Richie. Legend.
yeah, nothing much else.
No other questions?
The quickly, so the African Cup of Nations does kick off in game week 27. So yeah,
Hmm.
we'll have hopefully next week. Like hopefully once I run the sim and just check every week. We've been checking the news feed to see whether there's squad announcements.
Oh,
But yeah, just nothing coming through.
if anyone's bored and what's got a spare half an hour, I'd be well up for joining an African Cup of Nations sweepstake.
If I get time, I'll try and tweet out African Nations stuff as it goes through, and then yeah, you can all set
If you
up a
could click through the
sweepstake
groups
thing.
quickly, click through the groups quickly so we can see all the teams are in it. I'm sure somebody can set up a sweepstake.
So they were tweeted out in response to a Q&A question on Wednesday
Right.
from 2.0 at 2.0. I
Hmm.
think he put the question, just asking
Right.
if they if Cameroon, I think, were in AFCON, and I just tweeted out all of the groups. So Angola,
It's a
Egypt,
tough group
Ghana,
one, isn't it?
Senegal. Well, Egypt back then were pretty awful. Angola were awful.
Oh, were they?
Senegal were quite good.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, El Hadj Diouf,
Hmm. Salif Diao,
Cisse,
Aliou Cisse.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Ghana. Oh no, that's not the Yakubu.
No.
These are all probably from a squads from a friendly last year. So yeah, so they're not even going to be. They they won't have any of the. Some of them won't have any Premier League. Nigeria are good.
Hmm. Tanzania are in it. Bloody hell.
JJ Okocha, what a player he was.
Yeah, he
Babiara there.
was. Daniel Amokachi,
And you'd
Everton
expect.
player, wasn't he?
Then that's where. Oh, Kanu would probably be in the squad.
Yeah. Danny Shitu's in it.
Yeah, Tanzania, Tunisia,
Sod. Yeah.
Congo. Algeria, Cameroon, Sierra Leone, Sudan.
Yeah.
Both of
Sudan.
these countries are at war at the moment. I'm sure. Sudan, I think Sudan were in civil war back in
Yeah.
2004.
Yeah.
Uh,
Before they became two separate countries. Yeah.
uh,
Jeremy.
Desiree Job,
Desiree Job. Yeah.
uh, Rigobert Song. Some some good players. And then I think South Africa were one of the best teams in Africa at the time. South Africa,
Yeah.
Ivory Coast were just getting there. They were still
Yeah.
a little bit off. Is that Yaya? Is in Yaya Toure?
Mm, don't know actually. Can't be, can it? Could be.
Oh no, Negri Toure.
Ah.
Oh, but why is
No, it could be. I think it could be. If he's Yaya and then he's come out Toure, that must be Yaya Toure. Because you think about it, this is 20 years ago, 18 years ago, so he's about 40.
let's just do a Google search on Negri Toure. Is Yaya Toure? Yes,
It
that's
is.
Yaya.
There you go.
Positioning 20. It's not a bad player.
Yeah, decent, strong, yeah. Decent
S-
long shots.
Sign him for Brighton once we got the season over and done with, and then see what happens with him. Uh, South Africa.
There you go. That's probably the trickiest group. Sean Bartlett, season one legend.
Yeah, Sean Bartlett.
Yeah.
Mayo's left.
Issa,
Uh,
of course.
it's Issa. Fortune doesn't like Spurs bought him and then doesn't play for Spurs either.
Yeah.
Obviously, yeah, these squads are from friendlies back in November, so they could all change
Yeah.
quite a lot. Uh,
Right. Thanks for that.
Perfect.
FPL Richie, if you can get that sweepstakes sorted, that'd be really much appreciated. Thank you. Anyone wants to join, just contact FPL Richie, and I'm sure he'll sort that out for everyone.
Cool. Right. Yeah. So leak. Maybe some point today. Definitely before this evening. Well, before the end of tonight. Stream on Thursday. I don't know who's on it. Are you on it this week?
Me and Martin this week, yeah.
For Blank Gameweek 24. Hopefully, with the 7 fixtures there are, it will be an exciting one.
Yeah. Don't
And
worry, Martin will have the cider hands. Don't know if you remember that from the stream this week.
yeah,
So
Edward
make it
Siderhines.
exciting. Yeah.
Yeah, so hopefully we have an exciting one from those 7 fixtures. And yeah, normal stuff. All of the injury news gets tweeted out tomorrow. The fixture news has already been tweeted out. And then the Q&A on Wednesday at some point when I get time to do it. Yeah, I normally try and get the tweet out in the morning, but the last couple of times I've ended up doing it in the evening. But yeah, either way, the responses generally don't come till the evening. Cool. Cheers, David, for joining. Cheers, everyone, for dropping in at short notice on this lovely Sunday morning. Enjoy the rest of your weekends. I'm going to go and have a shower and get ready for the Grand